What's up you guys, Hero276 here, and welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be taking a look at a triple earthquake themed team featuring Swampert, Walrein, and shiny Sceptile. Swampert leading into Kingdra. This is not a very comfortable lead for Swampert, so we're going to safe switch directly into Walrein, and Kingdra is not switching out. So we're going to go straight for Icicle Spear here. Icicle Spear will be doing solid damage to the Kingdra. Very nice. Kingdra is still not switching out, enabling me to get to yet another Icicle Spear. This is going to be putting on some shield pressure for that Kingdra, and they do decide to shield. At this point, I'm going to shield myself just to mirror, hoping that Walrein can take switch advantage, and it's the Outrage, which is a beautiful shield. My opponent catches the next Icicle Spear onto their Azumarill, a very nice catch, but we have a great response for Azumarill in Sceptile. I'm farming up a ton of energy, and I'm going to catch onto the Sceptile. I'm really hoping this is not an Ice Beam bait, and it's the Play Rough, so that's actually okay for us. We're just going to be building up a ton of energy here, looking for the back-to-back Leaf Blades, and we get there, and this is a CMP tie because my opponent did not sneak their fast moves. My opponent shields up the first Leaf Blade, we're going to shield ourselves, and then hopefully fire off our second Leaf Blade. Ice Beam gets shielded, and we do fire off the next Leaf Blade. So this will be taking out the Azumarill, and now it all depends on what they have in back. They have Alolan Marowak, and now we can align our Swampert onto this Alolan Marowak and go for a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon will just about KO the Alolan Marowak. It does devastating damage, and it's a CMP tie. If it's a Shadow Bone, we should be able to live this and farm all the way down. Swampert looking for the farm down, and we get it. In the back, it's just that Kingdra. I'm building up to the Earthquake, and we go for the Earthquake. This will be more than enough to KO the Kingdra, and Kingdra goes down. Good game to my opponent. Hopping into game number 2, when we got Swampert into Alolan Raichu. This is a very positive lead. My opponent decides to switch out into a Flygon, and we have Walrein to respond. This is an absolutely beautiful matchup for Walrein, especially if we can call a Dragon Claw here, which we do, and we're going to go for an Icicle Spear to KO. I'm guessing my opponent is going to let this go down. No point in staying in here and trying to flip switch in an obviously losing matchup, and down goes Flygon. Let's see what decides to come in. It's going to be the Alolan Raichu again. We're going to go for the Earthquake this time, hoping that I can reach an Earthquake and an Icicle Spear. Let's see if we can make it happen. Walrein going for the Earthquake, and it gets shielded. Walrein farming up, and we die with the move. That's so unfortunate. But at the very least, we won switch advantage, so now Swampert could come in here, shield the Grass Knot, and farm up a ton of energy. In the back is a Waterfall shiny Gyarados, and we have Sceptile to respond. This is a fairly good matchup for Sceptile, being able to resist the Waterfalls and Aqua Tails, while Leaf Blade just outputs so much damage, nearly one-shotting the Gyarados there. So at this point, we can just shield up the Crunch and look for the farm down. Sceptile able to get the farm down, and we leave with a ton of energy. Back in comes the Alolan Raichu. They will not like the damage output from Leaf Blade, so they are going to shield. And we reach a second Leaf Blade, and this will take out the Alolan Raichu from this range. And that's going to be a good game to my opponent. Very well played. Let's hop into the next match. Hopping into game number 3, and we got Swampert into Lantern. This is a very positive lead for Swampert, but Lantern is running Water Gun, so this is a little bit trickier. Water Guns are starting to add up, so I'm going to go for a Hydro Cannon bait to preserve some energy. Hopefully we can get a shield here. Hydro Cannon gets the shield, and we're building up to the Earthquake. In comes a Granbull, and Granbull starts charming away at our Walrein. Walrein, though, is able to reach Icicle Spears fairly quickly, so we should be able to reach a couple and hopefully provide some shield pressure. Walrein sneaks a fast move through, so we are going to shield because we are at another Icicle Spear. My opponent goes for the Crunch, and they get a defense drop. We have to be very careful. We go for the Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear lands on the Granbull. Can we farm down in time? Yes, we can. And we win switch advantage. In comes the Lantern. We try to commit to the Earthquake, but we're unsuccessful. That's very unfortunate. But because we won switch advantage, we can now align our Sceptile onto this Lantern and body a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt does about half health. In the back is Skarmory, and we have Swampert. Swampert has a ton of energy and a shield advantage, so we are in an excellent position here. First Hydro Cannon does about half health to Skarmory, and we're farming up energy. We just have to shield this next move, and we should be able to reach a couple more Hydro Cannons to help take out the Skarmory. Hydro Cannon number 2 coming through. This will do some solid damage to the Skarmory. Skarmory almost gets taken out. We mud shot down, and in the back is that Lantern. We have the Earthquake ready. Lantern will go down here, and that is going to be a good game to my opponent. Very well played. Let's hop into the next match. Hopping into game number 4, and we pick up a lead up against Nidoqueen. This is very, very positive for Swampert. Swampert is going to be farming up energy, and Nidoqueen is staying in. I anticipate that my opponent tried to catch, so I actually overfarmed by 1, and we hit CMP. So Nidoqueen shields the Hydro Cannon, and at this point, I know it's just a Poison Fang, so I can tank this no problem, and the next Hydro Cannon should be coming through before Nidoqueen can reach the next Poison Fang. Hydro Cannon going to be doing some solid damage here, so Nidoqueen might burn another shield, which they do, and we have a 2-0 shield advantage. At this point, I'm just fully content with letting Swampert go down. I'm going to take my 2 shields, and we're going to bring in Walrein. Walrein farming up. My opponent comes in with Swampert, and we bring in Sceptile. This is absolutely dominating for Sceptile. We're going to go for the Leaf Blade here. Prepare your headphones, ladies and gentlemen. Boom! Down goes Swampert. Charmer in the back, and you know what this means, ladies and gentlemen. Sceptile is going on an absolute rampage, going for the first Leaf Blade. First Leaf Blade, able to connect, does massive damage. Second Leaf Blade coming through. This will take out the Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff goes down. Nidoqueen comes back in, but Walrein with 2 shields is going to be able to close this endgame. We reach the Icicle Spear, and this is bye-bye Nidoqueen. 2 shield flex for the win. Hopping into game number 5, and we pick up a lead up against Gastrodon. A very cool pick. We have 2 better responses to Gastrodon, so we bring in Walrein, hoping to lure out anything that would typically beat Walrein, and eventually, my opponent does decide to come in with a Shadow Drapion. Walrein fires off the Icicle Spear, and it does considerable damage to that Shadow Drapion. Walrein is going to fire off another Icicle Spear, and this will be putting on some shield pressure for my opponent. Drapion is farming up, and they go for a move. I should be able to tank any one move from this Drapion. They go for the Sludge Bomb, it does not KO, and I reach another Icicle Spear. This will definitely be putting some pressure on my opponent to give up their second shield if they want to preserve switch advantage, but they let it go down. And now we have switch and shield advantage. Back in comes Gastrodon, and now I'm bringing in Sceptile. Sceptile dealing double super effective damage with those Bullet Seeds, and they are chunking. We shield up an Earth Power, and in the back is a Shadow Skuntank, and we have Earthquake. Does my opponent know about Earthquake? Earthquake! Boom! Takes out the Shadow Skuntank. In the back is that Gastrodon, and we're just going to farm all the way down, shielding once. We will not let Sceptile go down. It is going to close this game, and we take the win. Alright, so that was a clean 5-0. Very nice right there from that team. I have 2 more bonus battles for you guys in addition to my daily short, which you guys can catch later. I will upload that at around 10 or 11 p.m. They are generating a ton of views, so definitely keep that up, you guys. We are almost at 150 subscribers. Let's keep this hype train going. Hopping into the first bonus battle, and we got ourselves a lead up against a Shadow Beedrill. If you want to see Shadow Beedrill, this is where you want to see it. My opponent safe switches in Umbreon, and we come in with Walrein. Walrein's matchup here is generally positive, and we should be able to output a lot of Icicle Spears and outpace Umbreon to the charge moves. However, Umbreon is a bit of a thick boy, so this is by no means an easy matchup, so we're just going to try to stay in here and fight it out as best as we could. Going for Icicle Spear after Icicle Spear, trying to get Umbreon as low as possible. We get it to the yellow after 2 Icicle Spears, and in comes another charge move. Walrein should tank this no problem. Foul play, not going to be doing a whole lot of damage, and we're going to get off the Icicle Spear. I'm really trying to time my quick moves so that way Umbreon doesn't sneak here. That's very crucial to also winning this matchup. We reached the Icicle Spear on what I thought was CMP, but Umbreon is going to sneak. That's very unfortunate, and they commit the shield. At this point, I'm going to mirror shields. I have no idea how much energy Umbreon has. However, I do know I have some residual energy, and it turns out they had 2 moves. So, because of my mistake in energy counting, I unfortunately have to commit both shields. However, in comes a Greninja, and I bring in Sceptile. Sceptile has a beautiful matchup here. We can safely body 1 Night Slash. Gosh, that does a ton of damage. And we're going to go straight for the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade is going to be more than enough to KO this Greninja, and they decide to let it go through. Back in comes the Shadow Beedrill. I don't think we'll get to the Earthquake in time, so I am going for the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade connects. It does some nice chip damage. And now we can bring in the Swampert. Swampert should be fine here. We can safely tank 1 Drill Run, and we should also be able to withstand some of the poison jabs as well. Drill Run coming through, it chunks, and the switch timers are coming up. So my opponent tries to make a desperate catch, but they are unsuccessful, and we leave with the back-to-back Hydro Cannons. So this is game over. Hydro Cannon number 1 will get the shield. Hydro Cannon number 2 going to come through and KO the Beedrill. So that is going to be a good game to my opponent. Very well played. Let's hop into the final match. Hopping into the final match, and we get ourselves a lead up against Ariados. Ariados is not the Pokemon that Sceptile wants to see, so it's very good that we're catching this on the lead. I'm trying to go for the Hydro Cannon, but my game stutters, and unfortunately it doesn't let me fire off a move, and as you'll see in a minute, it also doesn't let me get a sneak, which is very unfortunate. I'm going for a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon would still do some solid damage to the Ariados. Ariados is going to shield it up, and they're out of move. If I counted correctly, this should just be a cross poison, meaning I should be able to live this, and I'm going to try to build up to the Earthquake. Earthquake would do devastating damage to Ariados if they decided to let it go through, and if Earthquake connects, boom! Then in this case, I'm going to make a play for Switch. Ariados going to throw a move, I'm going to shield it, and I'm going to farm all the way down. Let's see what comes in. It's a Jellicent. Can I get to 1 more Earthquake? Yes, I can! Let's see if Jellicent decides to call the bait. Swampert going for the Earthquake. That connects as well, and it does more than half of Jellicent's health. From this point, I can bring in the Sceptile, body 1 move, albeit not so well, as you'll see in a minute, and load up on some energy. In comes a Galarian Stunfisk, and we bring in the Walrein. Walrein has a terrible matchup here, considering Rock Slide hits for super effective. However, at the very least, we will be able to connect with a couple of Icicle Spears. I definitely want to try to put G-Fisk into Leaf Blade range, so that way Sceptile can clean up. Rock Slide is going to come through, and it's going to do about half of Walrein's health, but I need this next Icicle Spear to land, because with some of the residual energy on Sceptile, I think I can back-to-back Leaf Blade their final 2 Pokemon. I'm going for the Icicle Spear. This will chip at the G-Fisk if they decide not to shield. G-Fisk commits the shield, and now my opponent's shieldless. This is where Sceptile shines best. Bring it in. Walrein goes down. We have so much energy. And we haven't even been in for 5 seconds. Almost at the back-to-back Leaf Blades. First Leaf Blade KOs the Jellicent. Second Leaf Blade coming through. Is this enough to take out the G-Fisk? Ladies and gentlemen, G-Fisk goes down, and Sceptile closes strong. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.